Hello, and welcome to Havoc Wargaming, dedicated to bringing you the uncommon. For those of you who haven't met me, my name is Ron, and today we're going to do an after-action report of Force of Virtue by Masterstroke Games. So let's get started. Longtime fans of my page will know that I'm personally a fan of Masterstroke Games' game Force of Virtue. I've recently participated in their Gradera Kickstarter as well. It's a great little game. It gives you a really good feel for the age of the Renaissance and the mind frame of the game in a way that is somewhat of a surprise. It was written by a number of reenactors and movie stuntmen, as well as HEMA martial artists. But where I think it feels the most like the period isn't so much in the fighting technique of the game, though the new horse rolls, I'm going to give you a little hint, are probably the most insightful horse rolls I have read. I am always, as a writer myself, I am always really disappointed by how horses are handled in war games. And I think their version, it's a little complicated maybe, but I think it really hits the nail on the head. I'm really looking forward to doing a little more and showing you some of those horse rolls here. Anyway, this is just using the original game, the first edition, so there won't be any horse rolls today. That all being said, let's go to the gaming table. Today's game. It's a 12-card game, randomly rolled using the chart in the book. I'm using the first edition rolls. I have a PDF of the new rolls, but I haven't really printed them out yet or not. A number of the Coloma soldiers are in the area of Serenissima. The soldiers are normally prohibited from entering into the actual city, into the islands. They're kept on either the Lido or on the Veneto. But these ones are in the city, they've gotten a little drunk, and on a bet, they have agreed that they would burn down this building. This happens to be a piazza owned by one of the Borgia. They've gotten the alarm and they have come out to try to save the house. But mostly it's just a drunken brawl to burn that house. The Colomas have actually convinced, you can maybe see him all the way over there on the far side of the table, an engineer from the college here to join their cause to help provide what the best way is to make sure that they completely destroy the building in the fire. So this is a strike against a positioned enemy. The enemy are in the middle area here mostly. The strike is on the outside 3 inches. However, they played the card shortcuts, which extended their deployment range by 6 inches. So they're much closer than that right now. I did the random roll that lets you play 6 cards from the scenario deck using the Borgia deck. And that was one of the cards we got. I also got Ambush, which the Borgia are using. They're hiding an ambush group of heavy crossbows up on this balcony. They ordered retreat. They had taken Just War on their own. And they have decoys, which means they could actually redeploy 9 cars worth of their units right now. I'm not sure that there's a real valid reason to do that right now, which means that's just going to be kind of lost. And we're going to begin with the Borgia. What we have here, basically, as I said, 12 cards. There's the Borgia have a knight just there with a group of sword and bucklers. Behind him is the dangerous Holy Relic Bearer. Not sure that he's going to be much help on this game, this particular scenario, but I'm thinking it may let him free up the knight to be involved in fighting. With that in mind, I forgot to mention, Colomas did play something to prove on that capo. So if another capo tries to rally back Virtue for this capo with the rally activation, they only roll half as many dice. So it's actually going to hurt him get his rallying done by the fellow in the back there. But there is also a banner. This is an awful lot of rally rolling in a very small area. I have a unit of halberdiers supported by supporting the bannermen, and as I think I mentioned earlier, I have a unit of veteran crossbowmen who are hiding on the balcony to show up later. On the enemy side, all the way across the way, you see their bannerman. He's there with the engineer. He also has a group of sword and bucklers. I use a lot of sword and bucklers and less of the heavier weapons. I do have a couple of guns in this game, but I find it unlikely that you'd be walking around Venice with pikes. Venice is a heavily controlled city with a secret police, and the secret police would have these things, but and as I think I mentioned earlier, the soldiers who are often supporting and defending Venice aren't even allowed in the city. Their knight is over here. Is over there in that shadow. He's protected by a group of halberdiers. And I have 2 units of veteran espingadieros. One group is there, and one group is on the other bridge, coming on from 2 different flanks. So I'm hoping that's going to provide some fun. I'm going to go ahead and move this building to try to get an angle on our table. And we're going to go ahead and begin game. The first thing I'm going to do is order the Calamo. I think the thing to do is to order with these guys. We're going to order the first group of espingarderos, 2 prudences and a speed. They also have rolling fire. Anytime they use a shooting action using 3 or more dice, then another Spanish model within 3 can make an immediate reload. I'm not going to do that right now with them because they're not unloaded, but they're going to go ahead and fire. They're going to shoot. We'll shoot at the group right in front of us there. That's the halberdiers. They, what's our distance? It's about 9 inches. There's no modifier for that. And they're going to be reload 2. So, fire. That is not a hit. Boom. Great. They fired, they shoot, they do not hit, and they're unloaded. What do we do in the meantime? Do I pop my ambush? I think I do. I think we're going to do this pop that ambush. We're going to put our crossbowmen up in here. They have 2 prudence and a speed. They're going to go ahead and fire both of those. These are heavy crossbows. They are probably not 12 inches, but we'll find out in a moment. Yeah, they're over 12 inches, but not over 36. Not even over 24. I don't think. No. So 4 and 5. Those are both hits, just regular hits. The Espingarderos have to make an armor save for both of those. One is a success. The other one is not. Means he's going to have to burn, and he's going to have to try to roll 5 or higher to keep from being wounded. He does do that. And the heavy crossbow is probably also a 2, I think. Now we're going to go back. We're going to shoot the others, I think. No, they can't even shoot, I don't think. They have to move. So the others are going to use, they'll use 2 prudences. No, let's use 1 prudence. They're going to use 1 prudence and try to run forward. 2. Inches. Might as well use the other prudence. Roll the 6. They're reloaded with the bannermen. I'm just going to use all 3 audacity. Why not? All right, this is for a move. We got a 6, an audacity on a move. That's a crit success on a move. Audacity, move directly towards the nearest enemy unit. At the end of the cape, for that to happen, he's gonna have to be within 6, which ain't gonna happen. So it just occurred to me, I'm not going to worry about it since we weren't that far into the game and it was sort of a silly mistake on my part anyway. But when something to prove got played on my capo, I should have played Just War, which I specifically told you I had. That gets rid of an intrigue card. So I'm considering that removed. Okay, the knight is going to do something and he's got Example of the Saints, which gives him extras. I think what we may do is bravely storm forward. Yeah, I'm going to give him 2 speeds, and we're going to try to cross that bridge. Wow, not with that. Well, we did get a 4. It's not going to take us that far, but it's going to take us up on that bridge. Now, the relic bearer has a range of 3, so he's got to go stay with them. That's going to be a little dangerous, I think. But, well, do I charge with their knight? I think that may be the thing to do. I may do that. What do they have? Ooh, audacities. Yeah, he's going to do it. He's going to go forward on 2 audacities. All right, not great, but 4, that's going to be 5. Not quite there. Actually, they were 1-inch weapons. They could have been there. I need to close in is what I need to do. I can do that. Faith is 4. Not sure I want to do this. But we could use prudence. Not sure what the best bet is here. We're not actually in melee range for the spears. For the swords. We are for those halberds. So they're going to start poking this turn. We're going to leave them alone. We can't do them. Who are they? The banner. Oh, the banner can do something. What do we do? I think the banner does a prudence and gets ready to defend against those guys coming. 2. Great. All right, so we'll do the fortitude on them to attack. 2 and a fortitude. They're attacking 2 yellows. They get a free defense die, so we're going to use the red one as the free. Not that it matters. All we're doing is defending because they're out of range. The first one. We'll go and count that. First one's a crit success, audacity. So it takes a critical success to stop a critical success. That's going to hurt. An audacity on a melee strike. In addition to your hit, you may roll another die On a 4, your opponent must burn a virtue. That hurts. It's got a hit. Not a 4. Doesn't burn a virtue. He's got 3 dice to hit. He needs a critical success. He does not have a critical success. So that's going to be a hit. It now has to go through his armor, which is 5 or higher. That's going to hurt. Now I have to burn a virtue and try to roll 5 or higher. Is there any modifier on this? They roll a 6. Doom, crit fail. He is dead. We've lost our first casualty of the game. And it is... Right, the other one. Maybe I should have left that. This is a crit hit. This is a crit hit with a fortitude, though. Fortitude on a melee. Move this model 1 inch, moving other models out of the way as necessary. Guess technically I should have been able to. And I could success that. Okay, so that one's okay. I'm gonna roll a rally with the big guy. 3. Roll 3 rallies using him. Does he do anything else? 6 dice. No successes. Great. No successes. Alright, might as well roll. But the guy's coming across the bridge. 5. That is 6 inches. So that's going to be the end of that turn, and we're going to collect our staminas. We should have passed. Not sure who passed first, so forgot how that worked. So we're going to activate these guys first. They're going to shoot. For 3 purples. There's the guy in the middle there. 2 crits and a 2. So a crit with an elephant on a shoot. +1 to difficulty of opponent's armor save. So the halberd, his armor is going to be a 5. So now he needs a 6. And he was hit with a musket anyway. He needs a 6. He does not have it. So he's going to need to burn and then make a saving throw. He's burning, what is he burning? He's burning a fortitude, and he has to make a saving throw of 5. That's a crit fail. He's dead. This is not going well. It's going to be a quick game. These muskets are ripping us to shreds. Second one shoots at this guy here, gets a crit. He's going to need 6s to hit. Nope. I'm going to have to burn another fortitude. 5. He survives, though. And those are both fired. However, that does activate rolling fire. Whenever you make a shooting action, Spanish models using 3 or more dice, 1 card of Spanish models. Oh, within 3 inches. Damn, I blew that. They're way over here. Oh well. So much for that. They're not going to be able to take this kind of chewing. I think I'm going to have to shoot. And I'm going to shoot with the crossbowmen. Crossbowmen veterans. They're going to shoot at these guys here in the open. They're going to use, who haven't shot yet, they're going to use everything they've got. 3 dice. It's probably all they can do, right? Because they're, yeah. So, first one there. 4, that might be a hit. That is a hit. It's a heavy crossbow. Armor save is +1. The save would normally have been 5. He needs a 6. He hasn't got it. He has to burn. And he fails his wound. He's dead. The other one there, that's going to be a hit. It's going to pierce the armor. It's going to burn another 3. He's gone. Took those guys out with no problem. They're now unloaded. All right. All right, so no great charge. That's only going to be, it's only going to be 5 inches. It's enough to get there. I think we have to fight. There's no way around it. That's my bannerman. Only has 1. Bannerman really needs to rally, but he doesn't have time. So he's going to put a red in there. They get the first attacks. I think legally he's in that fight. So the first one. He gets a 4. He's called a mercenary. That is a hit. He is using a halberd. It is a +1 wound save. The guy he's attacking is a sword and buckler. So he's got 1 free defense die. That's a miss. I have to beat 6 or better. He does not beat 6 or better. It critically fails. Now he has to beat 5 or better or be wounded. Or save, wound save. Oh, this is the one he has to beat 6. He does not. So he is killed before he even gets an attack because of the range. The other one's going to be the same way. And he has a crit. In addition to your crit, you may roll another die. Okay, this is the burn one, but the reality is he only has 1 die. 3, and that's a miss. He did not want that miss. All right. We might as well do the bannerman now, because he's in there. He gets a hit. The guy gets to parry. That's a miss. Wounds on a 5 or higher. I mean, saves on a 5 or higher. No modifier. But that's a miss. Has to burn. Got nothing to burn, man. And that's a failure. He's gone. We're just chopping right through these guys. But now it's their turn. And that's going to be us. So, first one, the hook on the bannerman. That's a crit. That's going to take his last. No, it's not his last. Yeah, it is his last. He has to rally. He's burned his last. Just because of that crit success, he has to beat 5 or higher. Is going to go into a hole now because he doesn't have enough crit to stop. And he's dead. We have just killed a... That wasn't even a good fight. He's down. And the other one, that's giving another critical effect. That's going to bring him down 2. It isn't going to matter because there's nobody there. They're just going to leave at the end of the turn. Anyone who survives. Oh, but he makes the armor roll. All right, they're still there. And they're going to have to close. Oh my god. 2 crit fails. They do not close. Audacity on a move directly towards. Oh, well, that's what they want anyway. That's what they wanted anyway. That's going to leave the enemy's knight. He's going to convert his 2 examples of the saints into audacities. He's going to do an audacity. 2 audacities. So this is 2 audacity, 2 audacity. The long weapons are going to go first. So we'll do this guy here first. He's got a crit. He gets to roll to wipe out. He does not. The shieldman can block it, but he needs a critical, which for them is a 5 or 6. He does not get it. He has to beat the armor. He doesn't stop. The armor doesn't stop it. Has to burn. And then swings. Oh, and he is dead. This has been the quickest, bloodiest game I've ever had. The next is, I guess, on my leader. That's a crit fail. Crit fail on audacity for a melee. Receives a hit from the model. So he gets hit, beats the armor on a 5. Beat the armor. He has to burn. But he makes his wound. The next one. 4, that's going to be a hit. Parry on a 5 or a 6. Ooh, actually, I only had to beat a 4. I'll put it up here. All right, he beats that. That's a parry. So that one's doing better. All right. Now, attacks. The leader is a 5. That's going to beat the pikeman. Defense, no, he's not defending. Gets through the armor, burns another audacity, and doesn't stop the wound save. The last one there, he gets a crit. That beats a 4. That's going to take that away. This is going to be a bad game if we don't get some rolls here. Everyone's going to disappear in a turn. And he's gone. Wow. That was us. So it's them. So he's going to try to roll a rally. Because he's out of the fight. and he gets one back. 3 actions. I'm going to do the same thing, I think, for him. He's got 3. Nothing back. Wait, the banner's good for what? Rally within Capo's actions, but there's no Capo there. Those guys are just doomed. No, I could get him over there. Yeah. That's what I have to do. I spend a yellow and try to get over there. Yellow on a speed movement. Must burn a virtue. He could not afford to do that. I guess he could do that. And then he makes it 3 inches. He is 3 inch. He's not going to make it. Oh, he has made it. Yes, he is. He is fine. Actually, I'm going to use that pullback card and bring them to. Ordered retreat. That's probably all I can do. Who are them in trouble? Who needs rallying? He's going to rally one more time. Nothing. Our turn, we're going to pass, and they're going to pass. All right, we passed first. So the first thing we're going to do is try to rally with him. All right, he got 1. All right, he's back. They're gonna rally. Got 1 more back. 2 actions. I'm going to go ahead and spend the 3 of these again. No, I can't. I'm going to spend 2 of these to reload the crossbows. Got it. Got 1. We're going to shoot with those guys. Those 2 guys. No, they have to reload. And they're reloaded. Gonna go ahead and shoot. The boss is down here. It's a miss. A hit. That's a save. And that's a hit. That is a miss. And burn, and a dead. And they're back unarmed again, but they're earning their money. Now we're going to shoot these guys. 2, that's a miss. That's a miss. Great. Suddenly the tables are turning. We're going to use 2 reds. Great fight going on that bridge, but not sure what good it's going to do anybody. They might as well go and do their fight. So the guys that are going first are going to be the long weapons. So this guy here hits. crit. Does not pass a 4. Gets a shield against him, and that blocks. Ching. The next one in the back there, that one, gets a 4. That'll be a hit. Does not block. Armor may block it. No, armor does not block it. Have to burn. All right. And armor does not stop it. He is dead. All right. They don't have any spears. So the first sword back, that's going to be a hit. 4 is going to be, the armor didn't save. So he's going to have to burn. But he survives. The next one, this is an even fight. So their guy, crit fails. Their guy gets a 3, neither hits. I think I'm going to call it at this point. They're not going to, I don't think they're going to be successful in taking the building out. They might. They haven't even started a fire yet. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and call the fight here. They come to their senses. The alcohol wears off and they realize, what the hell are they doing? Wow. I don't believe I've ever had a game that was so bloody, so quick. I'm wondering if perhaps setting it in Venice helped to do that. It did make the playing areas a lot smaller by limiting it to the islands between the canals. It also gave a lot of control for access by way of the bridges, though I used an awful lot of bridges. It made it pretty easy to get to that island. It was also a small game. It's only a 12-card game, and the card system is sort of how you point the game, so that was a pretty small game. So I had a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to playing a little bit more. I haven't played any Force of Virtue on the page in a while. In fact, I haven't played a whole lot in the club recently, which is weird because we regularly played at least once a week. I am, for any of you that happen to be in my neck of the woods, there's a local convention in Richmond the first weekend of May called Richmond Open, and I will be playing or presenting a demo game of Force of Virtue for 4 players there, set in Rome, and that will be on Sunday evening. So if you happen to be in the Richmond, Virginia area, maybe you might drop by and maybe you might want to try some Force of Virtue. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed that. Any of you who have any questions about the game, or if you play the game yourself and have your own comments you'd like to make, please go ahead and put those in the comment section down below. Also, if you have any further ideas for content you'd like to see us produce here on Cry Havoc Wargaming, we look in the comment section for that information as well. If you enjoyed the video, I hope you'll hit like, and if you'd like to receive further notifications for videos like this one that may help you determine how to better spend your money or time in your tabletop wargaming hobby, then I hope you'll hit subscribe and ring our notification bell. Till next time, cheers.